snap! It's another Thursday, y'all. So what is happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Coach and the Disconnector. That is Carrie, Coach Carrie Irene, and I am Brandy, the Disconnector. Welcome to the show. We've got a doozy of a topic this fine evening because Carrie had one of her typical thoughts that she posted about. I was like, we need to talk about that. So we're talking about why you lying. We all know people that be lying about stuff. They know that they lying. They know that you know that they lying, and yet they continue to lie anyways.
And instead of trying to back out of the lie gets bigger
and more fantastical.
And just amazing.
Right.
Ridiculous. Yes,
so before we get into things, I always gotta check on you, sis. How are you doing? How has this week been treating you?
This week has actually been a doozy, but it's been treating me exactly the way this week was supposed to treat me, and I'm just flowing through it, dodging and skating and swerving and dipping and all of that. So my week is exactly the way my week is supposed to be. How is your week?
My week it's been very fast paced, but it's been a good week. It's been, I've had a few lessons that I got to learn this week. And it was just refreshers, really, just being patient with things, not assuming stuff. And that's actually one of the 4 agreements that my coach got me reading. He got me reading the 4 agreements, but not to assume. And I've been actively working on that, and it's been paying off in leaps and bounds.
That's good. That's real good. Life will do that for you. When you start to pay attention and not just look and listen, but apply.
Right.
It's amazing what happens. So, and a coach is what coaches are so good at that. Good coaches are really good at helping you to see that it's not that everything's not there. It's just time to start applying. So yeah, that's good.
That part. And it's a process, but I've come to learn to love the process because the process means progress. There are times that life is going to wallop you upside your head in a way you never thought possible. It happens more often than not. But the way that you deal with those things is what matters most.
Yep, that's exactly right. That's Uncle Michelle
in the house.
What's going on? What's
Stay
up,
accountable.
Laura?
That's right. That is right, Philip.
What's up, Laura? Laura in the heezy. What's
hey,
up,
Michelle? Hey, CPA in the house.
What's going
Love
on?
It.
Hey,
good evening.
Good evening. Facebook.
Loving it. So welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us this fine evening. As we speak this evening, feel free to comment, join in, share your opinions because this show is all about y'all too. All right? So as we get ready to jump into this, one of Carrie's favorite things to do when we're talking about a specific thing in specific thing just in general, okay?
A specific thing.
Yes, a specific thing in general. A generally specific thing, y'all.
But that really is what it is. It really is what it is. The specific thing I need to do that I always like to do in general because I apply to everything. So you were exactly right. Definition.
But the thing is the definition of what we're talking about. So this is the definition of a lie. Carrie?
An assertion that is believed to be false, typically used with the purpose of deceiving someone. Okay? My emphasis that I put on someone, deceiving someone. Yeah, we're gonna get into it today. So what stood out to you within the definition? The disconnect, Brandy.
Yeah, that's the part right there. The deception, whether it's intended or not, is still a deception. Right. Although I've never heard of an unintentional deception, unless you're telling something as you know it, but the person or source that you got it from told you a lie.
Yeah, because you can deceive someone without knowing it by giving them information that you yourself also think is true, but it's not. So it is possible to unintentionally deceive someone. But we know what a lie is. We know. We know what a lie is. I thought you were calling me ugly.
Alice Brown in the house. So in case y'all don't know, Alice Brown is my
Hey,
mother. Hi, Mom.
Mama. No, Michelle, no. We were talking about Uncle Michelle. She said,
So what I found interesting is when we were thinking, when you brought this up the other day, the first thing that came to mind about me as a kid, I was taught to lie. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I was taught to lie. Right. And it was little lies for the purpose of protecting one person or another. And as I grew up, those lies shifted. Now, I rarely lie now. If I lie now, it's because I'm trying to preserve somebody's feelings. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's not right. But I'm learning how to word things in a way that it won't hurt somebody's feelings when I tell the truth. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I also work on. I don't know about others out there if that's important to you or not, because I don't know if it's one of the golden rules or just basic morals and principles that it's best not to lie if you really don't need to. And at what point do you really need to lie? The only time that I can think of that you might need to lie a little bit is when you're dealing with older people that are losing their minds. A little bit. Because you know, older folks, like they'll be as they get older. Some people lose their minds, and they'll ask you, "Is my daddy coming today?" Like I've literally had this happen as a CNA. In order to keep residents calm, we would say, "Yeah, he'll be here any minute," and they just kind of forget about it. Now, that might not seem like a big deal, but that is a lie.
Right, it's a lie. It's a lie. It doesn't matter why you're doing it. It's still a lie. It doesn't matter if you're doing it to preserve, to conform, to appreciate, to numb, to build up, to tear down. It doesn't matter why you lie. A lie is a lie. It's either the truth or it's not. We're not talking about figurative truth. We're talking about, in the moment, in that very moment, true or not true. So again, that would come into play where the unintentional deception would come in. But we know what we're talking about right now. We know what we're talking about right now. If you lie, you lie. It doesn't matter why. I don't want to cut you off because I have this long fluid thought and I have no idea how to even wrap it back around, but I wanted to make sure you completed your thought before I started.
No, ma'am. You run away with that thought. I'll jump in when I see an opportunity. Let's go.
What was that last comment?
There you go.
What was that last comment there Michelle had up?
I lie when I want to, but in general, I'm not a liar.
Okay. Well, in general, we're all liars. In general, we're all liars. If we have lied, or if we have lied, we have been a liar. But Brandy, when you said that, the things like lie a little, or you would lie to preserve something, or to sever someone's feelings, or try not to hurt someone's feelings, the one thing that stood out for me, if you put the definition of lie back on the bottom, just right quick, Brandy. So when we were talking about the definition of lie, okay, so an assertion that is believed to be false, typically used with the purpose of deceiving someone. I dare to believe, and I'll make this short. I ain't gonna beat around the bush. I'll make it short. I dare to believe that the person that we deceive, the only person that we deceive when we lie is ourselves. The only one that matters in telling the truth or not telling the truth. It is building a memory of something that is false, which means it's not for us, which really means it's not for anyone. That is something that is okay for someone to profess or proclaim or decide or whatever. But if you really think, and I wrote this down when we were talking about it right before we got on here, and because I wanted to keep it in the way my brain said it. And sometimes you can overtalk something and it doesn't come out exactly the way that you heard it. But it's what came to my mind is lies are the kryptonite to authenticity, because it's the one thing that we say with such intention, because there's intent. Like, it's one thing to, get caught in a lie and be like, oh my God, whatever, but to actually prepare a lie and to give a lie, you know how much preparation and intention goes behind that. So do you know how much energy goes into that when we lie? And then we have to keep up with the lie, and we have to construct our brain in so many different, in a 360 mode in order to present the lie, that it becomes that attached to us because we put so much of us into the lie. Like, if you tell the truth, it is what it is. You spat it off, whatever, you got to think about it. But when you lie and you put all of your energy into creating an actual existence that doesn't even exist, and then we think we can turn around and be authentic when we are still babying, nurturing, watering, cultivating, vibrating lies. Why do we lie? Why do we lie? And who are we hurting, really? Us. You're hurting you when you lie. You are
Right.
saying that what is false trumps what is true. Like, why do we lie?
Well, I think a lot of the reasons why we lie is because we don't want to be seen as abnormal or unworthy of the circles that we're running in.
Right. Well, okay. And again,
But if
back
that's
to
the
the
case, is that a
authenticity,
circle you should be running in?
that part. That part. And I even would say even further, why can't you run in whatever circle you want to run in and just be you? Let the circle decide whether it wants to run with you. What's wrong with,
Right.
we don't always have to make these decisions. What we do, well, I can't tell anybody what to do. What I do, what I have learned to do is to be me no matter where I am. And then that my surroundings will match me. Because any
Right.
surroundings where I walk into, if I'm always constantly me, either they're going to stop expecting something different and accept me for who I am, or that circle will close its doors or move away from me when I get there. If
That
I'm
part.
always me, but the key is I always got to be me. Because one day, if I give them something that's not me and they like that something better, I'm going to be
You got to
very
keep that up.
to need that something more often, and it gets me further and further and further away from who I am.
That part. And that's the one thing that I've never really understood, especially when it comes to religious authorities or ministers, pastors. We've all seen the stories that they out here acting holier than thou, but they are freakier freak than anyone will ever guess.
Right.
And they get wrapped up in drama and nonsense, and then on top of it all, a lot of people are so, I say, whacked out on religion, because religion is another misnomer that we can have a conversation about later. But religion to me puts God in a box. So you're sitting here preaching, carrying on, telling people how to live, and not exactly leading by example. And when you get caught up, a lot of these churchgoers are crazy enough to be like, forgive him, he'll do better. And then they're shocked when they do it again.
Right.
I believe in forgiveness, but you also got to watch people's feet and not what's coming out of their mouth.
Right. And when you said we put religion puts God in a box, and it's really that religion jumps in a box while God runs free. And they just keep themselves in a box. God ain't never been in a box, can't be in a box, don't box. Like God, box, don't even, no, it's just not, because God just is. And I really like, if you've ever read The Alchemist, and in The Alchemist, it calls it the hand. I'm like, It takes my breath away when it describes God as the hand. Like the potter, the mover, all the hand, the creator, the ultimate creator. And that's really what we got to realize that we are. And when we create these facades around us, we're saying that we are creators. We're saying I can create anything I want, even if it's not authentic to me. We decide that.
Well, there's something else too. Something else that I've seen happen multiple times. And I want to touch on this that's scrolling across the screen right now because Michelle just brought it up, and that's what tribe does. You end up on the same frequency, whether you're aware of it or not. Go ahead and define lie. There are omissions considered lying. And so the question is posed, is an omission a lie? To me, if you leave out an important piece of information that could pull together an entire picture, yes, that's a lie.
I would say omissions is manipulation.
But in order to manipulate, you must lie and deceive.
And manipulation is typically, not always, because there is very good forms of manipulation. Sometimes it's necessary. But typically, manipulation is I'm going to do the best I can without saying too much or saying too little to not have to say what I know they want me to say. That's what omission is. And people are very, very, very good at this. Very. Because we will twist just enough not to break or not even to stretch. We will twist. We know just how much to twist that they won't even be sore the next day because they won't even know what happened. We just say the right amount of words that doesn't go too far or doesn't stay too far back. So we can say there's a song, and I reference this song a lot. There's a song that says, "We don't say what we mean, so later we can say we were misunderstood."
And you know what? That's the type of lie that I despise most. Come think of it. That one right there. I'm not particularly fond of lies in the first place, but I understand that some people have a hard time coming to grips with their truths and need time to be okay with the fact that you're in company that's not going to judge you no matter how bad your past or present is. Right. Now, there are some people that get on my everlasting nerve, but I'm not going to talk about them tonight. But what I will say is that piece about not being able to tell a truth, or maybe it is their truth according to them. Right. Who are we to determine one way or the other? Right. Now, I'm somebody, I will not pin somebody as a liar until I've seen at least 3 or 4 instances line up consistently that contradicts whatever they have told me in the past. Case in point, moving a friend. Yo, I thought you said you weren't going to tell him where you live. Oh, that's not the same guy. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Right. And then how did so-and-so get the phone number to report as one of our employees? I don't know. Okay, cool. And I'm just like, okay, like it was stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. But a few times later, you tripped up, and I'm like, cool, I still love you, but I can't have certain people in my close vicinity because that energy brings energy that I will be collateral damage because of if I don't identify it and remove myself from it myself. Because people like that aren't going to remove themselves because you're not somebody that's going to straight up and say, you lying. Why? Now, I will, at this point, be like, hey, I know that you've been lying. I don't need to know why, but just know that do your best to try not to lie to me because I can pick up on it very easily. I've been around you enough that I know when you're telling me the truth. I know when you're lying. I need you to work on that when you're around me. I'm not concerned with how you conduct yourself with other people because it's other people's responsibility to speak up and say, I know you're lying. Straighten that mess out. We got stuff to get done.
Right.
And there's certain things when you're a liar like that, We have different opportunities that come about actively going on right now that you can't expose certain people to because they'll lie about something important and bring the whole thing toppling down because you put them on. So it's something you got to be mindful of. And it's not, I said, I don't feel the need to point somebody out and say, you're a liar. But it is my responsibility to know that somebody might have the habit of lying. And you've heard it, habitual liar, right? We all know 1 or 8 of them.
Well, I want to challenge everybody, including you, Brandy. I want to challenge everybody. Be bold enough that when you suspect a lie, you detect a lie, or you know for sure they're lying. I challenge you to, in the very second, ask them, are you lying to me? There is nothing wrong with asking that. It's no different than someone saying something and you don't know what they're saying. So you say, can you repeat that? If you hear a lie, you're basically saying, can you repeat that? Because I want to make sure that you're saying what you're saying and that I'm believing what I believe. And I don't want to deem you as a liar. So instead of me assuming that you're lying, don't get upset with me when I ask you to clarify so that I can honor the truth that you're telling. Because not only do not anyone want to be deemed as a liar, no one wants to have to detect a liar. It's uncomfortable for everybody.
That part. And I don't like detecting liars, but because I learned to lie at a young age and had to break the habit, I can pick up on a liar very quickly. Right. The difference between me now and me 7 years ago is that I'm not going to ghost you because I know you're a liar. There are certain lines I will tolerate. There are lines that are so messy, I will not put myself in that vicinity. Such as lies about infidelity. Say you got a friend and they come to you and tell you that they've been with somebody else other than their spouse or significant other. And you're friends with both of them, right? That's a messy situation. I'm going to say, I appreciate that you trust me enough with this, but I would suggest that you figure out how you're going to tell the truth about that. Because if and when it comes to light, neither one of you will be my friend in the end. Because I don't do messy.
Girl, I don't do messy either. But this is the thing. You can still be around and it not be your mess, just be their mess. You know, it's just their mess.
Brandy ain't about that life. How about that? I assume most folks are lying though. Many times I don't care. I just feel like it's their truth in the moment. And that's absolute fact. Like I said, I don't mind most lies. I mind dangerous lies. When I say dangerous lies, I mean when you know there's a funny uncle in the family and you don't say shit lies. That leaves the door open for other people to get hurt unnecessarily because you didn't tell the truth.
Right? Yeah.
Those are dangerous lies. But we're going to put a pin in that, and I am going to come back with my segment, piece by piece, with the disconnector. We got something juicy to talk about this evening, other than this topic, of course, because we just getting started. So here you go. Oh man, I'm not even ready for myself half the time. We be woo! Carrie got cat. Alright, y'all. So you know what it is. This is Piece by Piece with the Disconnector. And today I'm talking about, are people really your friend? If you're like me, you have friends that you have known since childhood, middle school, since the day you were born in some cases, right? And we become so used to some people that we don't hold them accountable when they do certain things that indirectly or directly affect you. What am I talking about? If you make excuses for bad behavior with your friends, you'll do it in other areas of your life. For instance, you got a friend that you know pop off at the mouth at any given moment, completely unjustified 80% of the time, don't know how to treat people with respect, but you take up for them because they've been your friend for so long. Now, when you allow somebody like that without checking them, and there's a proper way to do it, of course, we can have a discussion about that at a different time, but we all have those friends, or in my case, I refer to them as acquaintances. There are people that I've known for a long time that I absolutely love, but I can't give them that friend tag because you'll have to go back and check this yourself. But there's a very good show last night, Social Therapy with Dr. Brother Suave, and his guest said core values. You need to have aligning core values. And I found when I find people with those aligning core values, I don't run into these issues. But first and foremost, we all have those old friends that we don't want to let go. And you don't have to let them go. But you do need to establish boundaries and limit your time with them until they begin to follow your example if you are leading by example. Some people will eventually start to evolve at a slower rate than yourself, but they'll begin the process. And there are others that you're going to have to completely cut loose because they have no interest in doing better. And at the same time, they're very likely talking shit behind your back. Because these same people that'll come to you with gossip are the same people that'll run to somebody else with the same information if they don't get the response they want out of you. And then you will become the topic as well. So it's okay if you do have those gossipy friends. But what you need to watch out for is, do they, or even you, and it's okay to admit that it's you, because in order to change, we have to admit that we are the problem sometimes. But do they or you gossip in a mean way? It's one thing to gossip and talk about the things that are going on around you, things you might know about other people's relationships. And to me, that's, again, a little bit messy, but not everybody conducts themselves the same way. And I understand it and love everybody for their differences behind that. But do they talk about people in a mean way that, like, if they were caught by that person talking about them, that person will probably feel very offended or even bullied by what they're talking about? Those are the type of friends you need to keep a very close eye on, because those are the ones that'll cause the most damage at the most inopportune times when you are on the precipice of a new level in life. So again, I'm not saying completely cut these people off if you do have them in your life. And most of us do. It's just a matter of whether or not we're going to acknowledge that they're there. And if they're there, continue to love on them. Continue to show them how to treat people properly. Because not everybody knows. Some people come from families and situations that they, that was the norm. It was normal to talk about people. It was normal to think yourself better than other people. And I've seen that in several households as well. It's not for you to judge. It's for you to understand and love them to the next level of things. So that's what I got for y'all today on Piece by Piece with the Disconnector. So definitely tell me what y'all think, and definitely let me know, like, have you encountered this and have you addressed it, or did you get some ideas on how to address it today? So we will see you back in the regularly scheduled show. We'll be back. Mwah. Yes.
Woo! Reset coach. Reset coach. Reset coach.
So if y'all are unfamiliar with who the Reset Coach is, the Reset Coach is Tracy Randolph. If you want to get to know her better, tune in to Fem Talk every Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will not only get to see the ladies of Fem Talk, but you will get myself, Tracy the Reset Coach, Shima She, Melissa, Girl Boss Up. We all talk about different topics that affect all of us ladies and even the gentlemen. So tune in. It's amazing.
Well, she has another one too.
Yes, the whole living show every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Good catch, Carrie. Hi,
Yeah.
Coach
Woo!
Carrie.
Underestimate me.
I love it.
Yes, ma'am. Good segment too. Loved it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, when I have a question. Do any of you guys out there take other people's lives personally? Like to me, I used to take lives personally because I feel like it was challenging my intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and this may be really, really weird for some to hear, but it's definitely not weird for me to say. But I just know if it were me 2-3 years ago saying what I'm about to say, I'd be like, right. When people lie to me, for me, it's like almost exciting just because I'm going to see this come to fruition. Like I'm gonna make sure they stick with this lie. Like for me, it's just like you're gonna stick with this lie. We gonna push.
How about you told me? Oh yeah, but this happened, so it kind of changed a little bit.
Right. I will not be the one frustrated by your lie. Like
Philip made a good point. She said, "I don't care about those people, and I don't talk to nobody, so I'm good." And sometimes that's the way you gotta be, though, because not everybody is there yet. Some people are like, "Nah, I ain't got time for that baby back BS," and some people are like, right. "I got time for it."
Right. The thing is, if that lie is told to me and it's meant to protect, to defend, just to be a lie for no damn reason. Some people just lie for, no damn reason. Then that's still, it really, I don't have to assume it as my own. Now, sometimes when it comes from people that you're close to, whatever, do a hurt, yeah, initially. But it's like anything that hits you. You know what I mean? You can get hit by a marble or you can get hit by a truck, but neither one of them necessarily are going to be fatal. You know what I mean? One just hurts worse. But when you think of in the grand scheme of things, we will heal from them all. But the sooner you decide that you don't have to accept the blow, the quicker you heal. You don't. You
well now. All right then. So Michelle said, "I've had a person lie about everything and even lied on me and my marriage. Furious, cut off." And I've done that before too, because I have my boundaries. If you cross this limit, there's not a oh well, I understand. Nah, you done. Okay? If you lie on my husband, done. If you lie on me too, my husband, done. If you lie about my mama and daddy, done. There are some lines you don't cross.
Right.
You come back right now and say, "I knew Brandy when she was 14. She was full on crackhead." I'm like, okay. But those other things, don't touch those things. You ain't gonna like the results, buddy.
Right. Yeah. I feel like the more you bring up the truth, liars dissipate anyway. I think that's the key to just dispelling any liar, any lies. Is every time that you hear one, acknowledge it, bring it out. Eventually, they're gonna get tired of you bringing up their lies, or they're gonna stop lying. We have to look and see what we can do about the liar, because we can't stop a liar from lying. We can't stop why they lie. And even if they told you why they lied to you. You're not gonna believe the reason they tell you no way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how
what I want to do?
I'll let that affect the way you accept the lie. You have to accept that.
Right. But what I find interesting too is there are people that I knew were like heavy liars when we were younger, and they've evolved and grown into different people. But you got a lot of people that still judge them based on way back when. What are some of the indicators that you can see in a person that'll show you that they're not the same person? That's why I watch people's feet and I don't pay attention to what comes out of their mouth. I watch what they do. I'm an observer. I was the weird kid in school because I was awfully quiet and watched what people was doing.
Well, and you know, Maya Angelou says it best: when people tell you who they are, believe them. If they keep telling you the same thing, keep believing the same thing. But if they show you something different, listen to it. It will tell you whether it's lying or not. You know, it will tell you. You know, you don't have to assume anything. Just let them be. If they end up lying again, it still won't be your lie because you're not in that kind of proximity anyway, because you will believe the last thing that they told you. So until then, they won't be able to come across into that realm at all. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just have to allow people to be people, whether they're a liar or they're not. There are some people that are so good people. They don't lie, they don't drink, they don't do no drugs, they don't do nothing bad, but they boring as hell. You don't want to be around them people. You know what I'm saying?
Like, those are people going to arrive at their grave safely.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Unbruised, unbothered, ain't got no suntan, they went outside, nothing. They safe, but they, you know what I mean? But like there's we don't, lying just, it seems to be one of the ones that agitate us the most. But right. We are around more liars than we are around goody two shoes.
Well, yeah, and that's just the truth of the matter.
So why are you cutting off liars and not goody two shoes? Because rarely do we really cut off a liar until it gets so freaking extreme that you have to cut them off because they're lying about you and your husband and people you love. But let's think about how many liars we really tolerate on a regular basis, and we know they're lying.
Right. But like, you gotta choose and pick your battle zone. If they want to lie and it doesn't affect you in a negative way, who give a damn? Right. But if you're telling a lie that will cause damage, that's when I have a problem with liars personally. And Philip said, first of all, this is not about lies. This is about hypocrisy. That part.
It's about that both. Part.
It actually says when they tell you who they are, believe them.
That part. Every day.
Hypocrites, fakes. And yes, they most definitely can be. But the most damaging lies to me, again, there is a young man in Kansas in prison right now serving a 12-year sentence based on a young lady lying about him raping her. And all he did was kiss her. According to the story being passed around by different media resources. I don't know if that situation has been properly addressed, but those are the type of lies that cause death. Those are the type of lies that cause the loss of somebody's time during their lifetime. Emmett Till was killed based off of a lie. The Black Wall Street riots started because of a lie.
Right.
So lies can't just be ignored, but you definitely have to determine which ones are worth proving the truth on and which ones are like, I ain't dead.
When you address a lie, it has nothing to do with the truth. It has everything to do with authenticity because you felt something in your gut that you needed to say and you didn't say it. It has nothing to do with proving if they're lying or not. If you have a gut reaction to address something and you don't address it, that's inauthenticity. That's the lie. That is the lie that we should be worried about. Not the lie that they told that we're trying to say if they lied or not. It's the lie we tell ourselves when we say that we should say something about somebody lying. That's the lie. That's the original lie. Goody two shoes are fake. I don't deal with them either.
Yeah. And that's something I found too. You gotta be careful. You gotta pay attention. You just gotta pay attention. You got people that got like, you're their only friend. There's probably a reason for that. And then you got people that have way too many friends. You have a shit ton of friends, 9 times out of 10, I'll say 8 times out of 10, because you have some very charismatic, amazing people out there that just draw people to them, draw people to them, draw people to them. But then you got people that got friends that have no real connection other than the fact that they know them. And they're so different in nature. You're like, this person has got to be 14 different people to these different segments of people. I know you've seen them.
Right. I don't know. You talking like community?
Anyone that gets along with everyone need to be looked at very closely.
But see, you know what though? People have always said that about me. And I'm like, keep looking. Keep looking. Because I'm gonna tell you something. This person you see is, I am so proud of myself. Because I just honestly am at the point where I love any opinion anyone has of me. Because I'm like, really? You see me like that? Like, I didn't even know. It doesn't matter if it's bad. It's just, it's so amazing that so many people can form an opinion about you that don't even really know you. And I'm like, that is so hard. I've been called a womanizer. I've been called a liar. I've been called a goody two shoes too. I've been called, I remember LaShonda Hopper. I was in 11th grade, and I was a teacher assistant to, at the time, her name was Miss Martin. Her name is Wendy Westmoreland, but she was a Spanish teacher, and I was her assistant. Did not speak Spanish, but I played basketball, and I usually could do whatever I wanted. So I would be her teacher, and I just write her stuff off in Spanish. I had no idea what I was writing, but I was just copying what she told me to write. And I was in her class, and LaShonda Hopper came up to me one day, and it was halfway through the school year. You know, all of them loved me because they were in 9th grade, and I was in 11th grade, and I was a basketball player, you know. She was like, do you know when I first met you, I didn't like you? And I was like,
those are the best friendships right there.
And I was like, what? I was like, and because my mind came to, what did I do to her that I didn't realize I did to her that probably looked bad? You know what I mean? Because, you know, again, unintentional deception or unintentional harm or whatever. She said you never did anything. It was just the look on your face because you didn't smile. You weren't smiling. Because when I'm always like that, when I go into a crowd at first, I just observe. I'm not the one that you see right now because you
don't want to appear too friendly because you want to observe some people first to make sure you're in good company.
The moment someone forms an opinion about you was a split second of you that you decided to be in that moment, and they carried that one moment with them. And that's who you are to them.
That part.
So that's when you saw me. You know, and people would just hold on that for dear life and think that that is the only you that exists. And to me, it's fascinating.
Tell me how that works.
You think that at any given moment, this is the only me that I can be. That's so limited. And if that's the box you wish to stand in, then I will come by and I will visit you in your box as I'm swirling around free in my little world. You know what I'm saying? In my big world. So that's how I feel about that.
But I want to touch on this comment. People use that friend word or that word friend so lightly. I blame Facebook.
Right.
And that's something that is absolute truth. Because a friend to me, it'll somebody that will go to battle the same way you would for them.
Right.
Now, everybody's not going to be able to fight the same way or step up the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody can make a phone call. Anybody can text regularly. Anybody can take a little bit of spare time to check on a friend. That's what friends do. It's just like love. Love is an action. Friendship is an action.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finally learned that, I was able to put people in their proper places in order to function and grow more rapidly. And saying that, come think of it, I recently had an article come out in a magazine called The Global Achievers. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to check out that article, it's actually about a lot of what we're talking about tonight. Not the lies part, but how to differentiate your friends, your associates, your acquaintances, your kin, your family, because it's very important. Because if you don't learn to differentiate those things, you'll be distracted by the other things that will keep you from reaching your highest levels sooner. When I learned this, I can't tell you how fast different things started to move in my favor in life. And I'm only speaking from experience. I'm only speaking from what I know.
Right.
Bill says you dope, Carrie. Yeah, dope, Carrie.
Why are you dope? You the one. You the one. You the real MVP.
Who you are.
Yeah.
That part.
And you have to be.
Brandy is straight up.
It's not authentic. Brandy was. What is that? God, that song just came to my mind. And as soon as it came to mind, it left my mind. It reminded me of a song I'm getting ready to sing it. I was going to sing it for you. But come back to me, Brandy, and I just break out in the song. No, it's for you.
But if you guys want to check out that article, it's literally titled "Placing People Properly for Peace." So Angelique said people form opinions so quickly and can hold them for so long. That part. One of my very best friends in life didn't like me based on something her grandma said, I think.
Oh,
right. Well, her grandmother used to work at the school that we went to. But the craziest thing is we started talking to each other initially because we picked the same number, 22, when we were in the drill team. And drill team, the step team is what y'all would call it. But drill team out there is not the colors and the flags and the ROTC. Drill team out there is the step team. So we ended up on the same team, ended up bonding over the number 22, and we've basically been inseparable ever since. We had those times in life that we fell out for a couple of years at a time based on who was growing how quickly.
Right.
But we're at a point now, like we can go 3-4 months without talking, but when we pick up the phone, it's like we never stop talking because we live our lives, but we know that if one of us needs each other, we're there. That's friendship. If you have money, she got money. She got money, you got money. You need gas, she got gas, we go. That's how that works. Michelle
you got $5 and I got $10. I messed it up.
She said, I'm a Gemini, and I have been told I have 18 named personalities. One of them may lie, a white lie, to save them from my bad twin.
Yeah.
Now, as a Gemini answer, I probably got about 24 named personalities, and I agree with all that. Because there have been times, and I don't do it much anymore. In fact, I can't even remember last time I did it. That I will lie in order to not have to whoop somebody's ass.
No. You can have as many as you want, though. Like, seriously, you can have as many personalities you want. You can tell as many lies as you want. Like, we're not here to say don't lie. I'm not, anyway. I'm not saying don't, I think it's what makes the world so colorful. I think it's what makes the world, we are all creators. A lie is nothing but someone creating something other than what they see. They're like, I don't like this, so I'm just gonna lie and make this. Like, really, like, what right do we have to tell anyone to do anything? Like, a lie is no different than any other type of creative power that any other human being has to create anything.
That part, I love it.
Yeah, it's the truth.
But it's wonderful to talk about something like this from a different perspective, because, like, you hear the word liar, and you automatically think, kill it.
Right, yeah. I automatically think, kill it. Kill it, solve it, beat it to death, or expose it. Like, girl, go watch TV. Go watch.
But not all lies need to be exposed, and that's something I learned.
Yeah.
Because, again, the reason why this show exists is because of our bad experiences, and not even bad experiences, lessons that we've learned from people that have deceptive behaviors and tactics.
Right.
Because of those people, we came together. So sometimes the liars and deceivers are necessary to initiate the catalytic things that need to happen for people to connect and grow and do their damn thing. Right. That's where that's when you get into your badassery, as I like to call it. Right. So sometimes the bad actions are necessary for the best things to happen.
We need a button for badassery. Anytime you say that, I need to, because Brandy has granted me, we were upgrading. No. On the screen, like boing, yoing, yoing. You know what I mean? Like something goes across the screen and says badassery, ring.
It's a word. It's legitimate. Go check out dysfunction. It's in there. But I think the favorite thing that we have said all night, and it's something that you said, lies are kryptonite to authenticity.
Yeah, they really are.
I love, like, I never thought about it like that, but it's the absolute truth. How can you be your authentic self if you're scared to tell the truth?
Yeah. Or to, like, okay, so I don't want to tell people what to do. I know for me that when I hear a lie, and I believe it to be a lie, just because I believe it to be a lie doesn't make it a lie. Because number one, I'm filtering it through my experiences of what lies sound like, what lies feel like, that gut reaction I get when I feel like I'm being lied to. But that could be filtered through my mistrust of people. And it has nothing to do if they're lying or not. It has everything to do with me not trusting my gut when I detect one. So if I start bringing it up more often, it doesn't mean you despise the liar. It means you trust yourself. That's what it means. What'd she say? My mom used to tell me I couldn't say lie. I couldn't either, girl. I had to say someone told a story. And that's just how I see it now. Because that's exactly what it is.
I was told to say they were fibbing.
Fibbing, tell a tall tale, telling stories. Yeah. I couldn't even say fart. I had to say poop, great wind, pass gas. Brandy's mouth
don't move, but her face don't lie. Yo, I can keep a stone face when I know somebody tell the whole damn story. I'm still like, oh, for real? Dang, I'm messed up.
Look at the face.
I'm gonna ride along with it. Now I got my friend Gwen, and my sister Queen Lachey. That face to tell on them every single time. Lachey, Gwen, I love y'all.
They ain't going for it.
Yo, sis, your resting bitch face is on. Stop it. That badassery in that midget comment she be saying. I'm mental midget. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
We all know 3 or 4. Angelique Johnson. Yes. If you're lying, you're not being your most honest self. You're hiding something about yourself. That part.
About yourself.
And we definitely miss you too, Michelle.
Why do the kids say no cap? Who come up with changing cap to lie? Is it cap? Like, what does that mean? No cap. I mean,
I got no clue. I do not try and figure out this lingo. If it makes sense, I use it. If it don't, I leave it right where it's at. Now, ratchet makes a whole lot of sense. I just got done with some ratchetness yesterday, but I ain't even gonna get into that story.
Oh God, we're going to
not involve Popeyes this time, y'all. You know you love my Popeye story. Come on.
Don't you get started on that. Don't get started on that. Popeyes make brains. I go.
She said, I'm an empath. I catch the lie before it's thrown. Girl, I know you right.
Girl, you standing there like this. They talking about, what you doing? About to catch this lie. About to catch this lie. We want to hear it. Yeah, see? We want to hear it. Tell the story. Girl.
No. You cannot hear this story. All I'm going to say is I got 2 cheeseburgers with no cheese, damn it. And no, I did not order a damn hamburger.
2 cheeseburgers with no cheese.
You mean a hamburger? No, I said 2 cheeseburgers with no cheese.
Oh my God, friend.
Because I love your Popeye stories too. Yeah, if I told you half the things that go through my mind when I'm doing something as simple as driving through a drive-through, which I don't do too often now because I'm so fed up with these customer service lacking individuals that are working customer service jobs, man. I cannot with you people.
You over it?
I'm over it.
Brandy is so
You saw my picture earlier today. I made some pho today, okay? That's how you spell it. It's not pho. It's not pho. It's pho.
That's what Uncle Michelle be eating. Pho.
It has some scrimps and some noodles and some jalapenos in it with your mason. Yes.
Oh.
So, y'all, we have begun to reach the end of our show today. We hope you have definitely enjoyed it. But we got some announcements for y'all. So, of course, if y'all ever want to be on as a guest, we have a link you can go visit and sign up to be interviewed so we can get to know you and see if you're somebody that would bring some positive vibes, some laughter, whatever it is to our wonderful show here. So simply go to www.showguestrequest.com. Yes, I made it rhyme on purpose so y'all don't forget it. Showguestrequest.com will take you to our scheduler so we can get to meet you and say, yo, yes, we want you on the show.
Come on in the room.
Yes. And of course, our sister queen, Michelle Hardy, is going to be having a black tie event in March. So you guys definitely want to check that out. Go to michellehardy.org/black tie. Thai is in Thai food, not Thai is in Thai.
There.
Yep. Who?
Oh, it's gonna be so fun too. It's gonna be so fun. It's in Oakland.
Yes. Many members of our tribe are going to be there, as well as a lot of new people that are going to become members of our even more expanded tribe. I love it. I love how we are always open-minded and accepting new people and just doing our damn thing. I just love it.
I love it too.
Yes. So as you guys can see above us, if you want to follow Carrie, be sure to check out ATBA_impact on Instagram. And if you would like to follow me, you can go to Brandy the Disconnector on Instagram. And if you want to follow us both and show support and share what we're doing here, just go to the @ the coach and the disconnector. It'll take you to our show page and share it far and wide, y'all. We are looking to impact as many lives as possible. Carrie is a magnificent impactor. She is building the biggest community center in the world, actually. Yes. Even the universe.
You got that right.
So with that, y'all, it's time for us to roll out of here.
13 states.
Right. So it's time for us to roll out of here. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. We love you and good night.